There are numerous anecdotes of dogs or cats having a sixth sense that allows them to pick up on subtleties and emotions we don't notice. They seem to know when something isn't right with our energy and mood, even if we can't tell. Certainly, this was the situation with Alana Butler and her pet dog, Keela. Alana and Ricky both became very excited when they found out about the pregnancy. But when Alana was 4 months pregnant, their dog started acting strangely by pawing at her stomach. At first, Alana ignored this behavior, but then she discovered the horrifying explanation. Alana and her future husband Ricky had been longing for children, and when they first met, they hit it off. They knew that they wanted to spend their lives together, so soon commenced plans for starting a family. Although Alana's inability to conceive seemed insurmountable at times, she eventually learned the best possible news she was expecting. They were going to have a human baby, but Alana and Ricky also had a fur baby to think about. Keela shared her mother's elation about her pregnancy. The American Akita that belongs to Alana and Ricky, named Keela, quickly figured out that Mom was expecting. Keela was always a gentle dog, eager for a snuggle whenever you asked, but seeing her mother in this state clearly made her feel especially tender. As Alana's pregnancy progressed, Keela was seldom far from her side. Most nights were spent at home with Keela dozing off on the couch and Mom's belly providing a soft pillow for her baby. Nonetheless, Keela's conduct shifted rather quickly. Approximately 4 months into Alana's pregnancy, Keela began behaving erratically. The normally calm and snuggly dog gave off a whole different vibe. Keela began crying and pawing along Alana's belly for what felt like hours instead of gently watching over Mom. Keela seemingly trying to extract something buried or snout in Alana's stomach at one point. When Alana and Ricky first saw their dog's odd behavior, they didn't give it much thought. Keela was trying to convey some crucial information to the couple, but they didn't realize how essential it was at the time. Everything about Alana's pregnancy appeared to be proceeding smoothly. Pregnancy was a wonderful experience for Alana. She spared the discomforts that some expectant mothers feel at the outside of their pregnancies. Both she and Ricky could hardly wait to hold their newborn. Both of them were eager to start a family and become parents, and it seemed like the rest of Alana's pregnancy would go smoothly. Keela kept acting strange around Alana, touching and prodding at her belly, but the pair thought it was just a phase. The family was in for some scary times, unfortunately. Alana felt pains coming on sharply. Up until Alana reached 16 weeks, everything seemed to be progressing smoothly with the pregnancy. The discomfort in her lower back had begun quickly at that point. She couldn't move or speak because the pain was so intense. She feared the worst as she doubled over in anguish and considered her options. How was her newborn? Could she and Ricky finally realize their wish to start a family? The dog was clearly aggressive as it barked again and again at the belly of the mother. Alana was in a lot of agony and she couldn't tell her future husband why. Husband phoned the police because he was afraid the dog would hurt Alana. When the police arrived, they realized the dog had only wanted to assist the woman, not hurt her. The police rushed Alana and her fiancé to the hospital after she started experiencing a lot of pain. When they arrived, the doctors saw how bad she was and gave her a sterile examination. Both Alana and the baby were given a clean bill of health by the doctor, which gave both of them respite. The doctors warned Alana and Ricky that she needed to rest and relax as much as possible because she was feeling the effects of pregnancy. Alana and Ricky, relieved, returned home, and yet something was still off. As happy as they were to finally be home, the couple was also exhausted. Following their time at the hospital, Alana and Ricky returned home. Both parents were overjoyed to learn that their newborn was healthy. The only thing either of them cared about was getting home to spend some quality time with their dog Keela. The agony in Alana's lower back was still intense, but she knew she put faith in her doctor. She went back to her house and laid down to sleep off the discomfort she was feeling. Alana updated her Facebook the following day to let her friends and family know what had happened. She went into great detail about her frightening symptoms and how her doctor assured her that she and the baby were perfectly healthy. Alana also mentioned how in recent weeks Keela had been behaving in an unusual manner. People close to the couple were quick to offer their support, but several also made remarks about Keela's actions. In short order, Alana was surrounded by well-meaning friends and family members who all insisted that she return to the doctor in accordance with Keela's intuition. Did Keela want to tell her something? Alana was at a loss for action. The expected mother was terribly exhausted, but she didn't want to argue that something was wrong for fear of upsetting or obstetrician. After the agony persisted though, Alana began to think that Killa might be correct. After all, Killa's actions had been totally out of the ordinary for a while. Could Killa be trying to communicate with her? By this time, Alana had heard from far and wide that she needed to see a doctor again. Well, she wasn't in the best of mood, she couldn't decide what to do.
Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story.
Her mother was the one who finally convinced her to get a second opinion from a different doctor. Her mother, Alana, was confident that Killa's actions were not random. Alana got up the next day and went to work despite the agony. But a terrible thing was about to occur. Still in discomfort, Alana awoke the following day. However, she made up her mind that she'd attempt to bear it at the office. After getting ready, she was going to depart when Killa stopped her. All the while she had the door locked and was hopping up and down whining, it seemed. As for Alana, she had no clue what on earth could have possessed Killa at that point. Alana passed out. After hearing the ruckus, Ricky immediately took Alana to the hospital. Alana was brought to the ER where she was stabilized and recounted her persistent problems without blaming Killa for her return. Alana was given a complete physical examination and several tests to rule out more serious causes for her discomfort and breakdown than the stress of her pregnancy, as had been advised by the previous doctor. Patiently, Alana, Ricky, and her mother awaited the outcomes. Killa was absolutely correct. In addition, it was bad news. Alana's doctor returned with grim news after an examination in lab testing. Alana was suffering from not one but 2 kidney infections. Alana and her unborn child were in grave danger if she had waited any longer to seek medical attention. Alana was happy. The agony wasn't coming from her imagination, but she was still terrified for her and her baby's safety. Time was of the importance, as Alana's doctor had realized she and the baby were in grave danger and she might lose the pregnancy at any time. Her doctor put her on an intensive course of antibiotics and gave her the attention and therapy she needed to prevent future kidney damage. Although Alana knew she was in safe hands, the thought of losing her kid devastated her. Similarly, she couldn't quit thinking about her dog Killa. Alana finished a round of antibiotics and rested peacefully after a few tense weeks. Alana and the baby were under close surveillance by their doctor the whole time. The care and therapy, thankfully, were successful. Both Alana and her newborn baby were healthy and happy when her kidney infections resolved. Now that everything was ready, Alana and Ricky could only wait for the arrival of their new baby. A baby boy was born to Alana and Ricky, and he's doing well. Alana gave birth in November of 2015 after what felt like an eternity. Her and Ricky's new son is a beautiful boy, and they've called him Lincoln. The two were head over heels at first sight. It was hard for them to realize that they'd finally be parents. Alana had a health crisis, but Lincoln was present and in good shape. There was nothing more the pair desired. They appreciated Killa more than anything else. Killa and Lincoln finally got to meet each other. Alana and Ricky spent a few days at the hospital after Lincoln was born. The couple couldn't wait to bring their son home so they could finally meet Killa and introduce Lincoln to him. Alana couldn't stop thinking about Killa and how for weeks she'd been trying to tell her something was wrong, even if she reflected on her pregnancy. Alana couldn't imagine ever being able to repay Killa for all she'd done for her. With their newborn child in tow, Alana and Ricky went back to their house when Killa found out that her parents were carrying a new baby brother. She was overjoyed. Killa, like Alana and Ricky predicted, had an immediate crush on Lincoln. Killa took an instant liking to Lincoln, refusing to leave her younger brother's side. Killa seemed to know Lincoln as if they'd been friends forever. Keep watching to see what Alana, Ricky, Lincoln, and Killa are up to today, as well as about Killa's recent, very impressive prize. Killa had been trying to convince Alana and Ricky all along that something was amiss, and they finally got it. They weren't shocked to find that Killa had formed a close relationship with their son. Killa never left Lincoln's side once he came home, even when she had to help with the dishes. Killa never left Lincoln's side, whether he was sleeping, nursing, or playing with toys. Lincoln already had a best friend in place. Alana, Ricky, and their loved ones were understandably concerned that Killa, a large dog compared to Lincoln, might cause him injury. Killa seemed unaware of their size difference at first, but after observing them together, she quickly became aware of her mistake. When Kila and Lincoln were playing together or hugging, Kila made sure to be especially careful around Lincoln. Kila appeared to possess that elusive sixth sense that certain animals are said to have. A year had passed, and Alana and Ricky were suddenly celebrating their son Lincoln's first birthday. To all appearances, he was maturing rapidly before their eyes. Kila was Lincoln's constant companion throughout his first year of life. The two of them loved to play and take walks with the parents. They always had plenty of cuddles, laughs, and giggles. It was obvious that they had a really close bond that was totally unique. Sometimes the family would spend time together by walking for hours on end in the neighborhood and nearby park. Kila is often trotting next to his younger brother and best pal Lincoln as Alana and Ricky push him in a stroller. A lot of people say that Kila knows when it's time for her to take her daily walk. It just makes it that much cuter. Kila is so excited when it's time for Lincoln to get dressed. Long walks can be tiring, so make sure to schedule some downtime afterwards. Don't forget that Kila sleeps with her beloved friend Lincoln. It seems like there's nothing cuter than this. There is no denying the closeness of Kila and Lincoln. In case you didn't know, Alana and Ricky had an inkling that their dog and son shared a special connection. But they had no idea it was this important to other people too.